Okay,
I'm feeling crazy.
Jason Momoa crush.
Nah. I believe in bromances, but I'm not boys with Jason Momoa.
You got a poster? It sounds like you got Aquaman posters and. Alright, we're here.
Y'all don't see that obvious scar though? Like it's like big as fuck.
What, a scar? I didn't
Yeah.
know he had a scar. Are they? This is movie scar. Well, we're gonna start.
Like, bro, it's like.
Welcome to a new JTO. Just talking online with Jared.
Yeah, I'm Marcus.
And Marcus is taking a deep look into Jason Momoa's eyes and his face scar and feels away.
Listen, I'm just saying, face scars make badass characters. I've been thinking about it. All of your baddest of badass characters, they have like a little face scar. They need it cements it.
Give me a top 3 list. Give me a who's on there.
Who's the French homeboy from Casino Royale?
Oh,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
The name with the P.
Sure. That's your number 1 draft pick on.
I mean, he just came to mind instantly. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't. Yeah, he was pretty dope.
And he had the milky eye.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Didn't he cry blood?
Yeah,
He dabbed it away.
yeah, it was really creepy.
Alright, so
But
who else you got? Jesus.
like Deadshot in your fucking. Oh my God, I'm not about to say Marvel. Your DC continuum. Nick Fury.
I just want to make it clear. You said Jason Momoa, not Aquaman.
No, for sure. But Jason Momoa himself has the scar. But a lot of the time they have to apply it. But when you have it alone, when you have it already have it.
I was looking for some people, some badass
Well, I mean, I don't have one of those off the top of my head because I was thinking about other characters when I saw Jason Momoa and I was like, oh wow, like he just. But that was the thing that made his more impressive.
They didn't even give Aquaman the scar. They should have left it on.
Well, I mean, it's like in his eyebrow.
I gotta see. You sure he's just gonna have a part in his eyebrow?
I mean, yeah, people do just do that on purpose now, huh?
I mean, that's been a whole thing.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Yeah,
Shit's kind of weird. It's kind of goofy. I don't know, but
Vanilla Ice had that. Had the little slits in the eyebrow.
yeah.
Old school 90s.
It could be a slit in the eyebrow, and then I can't tell how big that cut is. All right, this is kind of getting weird.
It started weird.
You see that scar though, like on the that goes in the eyebrow.
Okay, that looks like a scar.
Yeah.
Alright.
But there's also the slit in the eyebrow, which I was originally.
Yeah, I think he's might be pulling it off, more. Because it does look tight, it goes all the way.
Yeah, it's.
I would hit myself right under the eye, just trying to get the follow through, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's something to it, man. It was something about I was watching Fantastic Four, and Doctor Doom in the movie, he gets a little facial scar because it's starting to take over, and he's like, yeah, it makes you look like strong, makes you look all and more human and da 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 da. And he was like, I don't know, and then get a little deeper, he starts feeling the evil vibes. He's like, I kind of like it. It's not bad. I think I'm looking sexy.
Your argument hinges on Madman, but other than that.
Well, I mean that's. Hey, I feel like that's a whole part of the wave.
It's genius too.
Yeah, I mean,
away from.
it's a range. It's a range.
Yeah, I watched. I just finished the Batman, but the animated series, not the original one, but
The one where his head is more arrowed. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know which one you're talking about.
Maybe early might be the greatest Batman series.
Oh, for real?
It's really great because like even the way you mentioned it with his face, like that's a big distinguishment. But that distinguishes early young Bruce Wayne from later Bruce Wayne or from older Bruce Wayne. It's 5 seasons worth, right? And like the first season, you meet Batman and he's 26. They like make it a point they say that at one point he's 26. And so through the series, one thing most cartoons stray away from doing is time really passes and you get aging happening. So like early first season, it's him and Alfred, and you get a real rapport with him and Alfred. Like there's quips both ways, there's jokes. It's pretty light, you know what I'm saying? Because they're dabbling into it. It hasn't really gotten dark in the streets yet. Even though the first episode starts with like Joker breaking into Arkham, which like starts setting a different tone. But like you know what I'm saying? Like you're still getting introduced to all the crime, but all the different people they're all popping up new. But then it starts to take like a darker turn. Like end of season 1, season 2, his best friend turns into Clayface. His friend from high school. This is like the first Clayface after Joker kidnapping. That starts to work some stuff. But then then Batgirl's introduced. She's a kid, and she Robin. And Robin and Batgirl have like beef, or just not beef, but like teen growing pains, and so you actually see them grow. Like by the end of the show, Robin's still a kid, but he's like a teenager. Whereas he was like almost like 10 or 11, 12 in that range, like starting off, he's like a kid. You see him like, and then Barbara's like graduated high school, she's in college. The Penguin has hands, you know what I'm saying? It works. It's tight. I love it. I love a version of Penguin.
How he get hands?
He took a trip through the Orient. So it starts off with that explanation because it's him and like 2 geishas girls. That's like his bodyguards. And it starts off like, yeah, he's like where'd they come from? He's like, yeah, I took a little trip to the Orient and they brought something back. Then he's like, I brought back something else, and he just starts whooping up on Batman. He's like, okay. So it's like, all right, he's been trained and whatever. So they gave him that. It's like a 2 cents of a backstory, but it's enough for him to put hands and feet on Batman for like 3 seasons. So it's
Jesus.
So tight. So I wish they would bring that dynamic to like a live action Penguin. Give me a fat Penguin that can just fly around and do, because it doesn't make sense, but let it not make sense. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, like, it doesn't have to be the case. I mean, like, it could make perfect sense. Like, my brother, he's big, but I'm confident he still runs faster than me.
Yeah, I mean, but
like,
yeah.
And he's moving. Like, it's.
Yeah.
I was sitting there like, I know you ran track.
Yeah, but like, he has to be like nimble too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because not like Kingpin. Not like, he's way more powerful than you would think. It's all muscle. Like, not like it shouldn't match the build. His actions just shouldn't match. It should be like, what is going on? Because even Batman had that shock in the show. He's like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, we're doing
Game
it.
change.
And then they never even address it. It's just is what it is from then on. But he's such a tighter character for having that dimension even present, because he doesn't have to. He's not a coward. He's still cowardly, but like he's not like running first. Like he's still gonna go heads up. You even take the L and retreat if possible. But like it's a good dimension to bring to him.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like the mental health aspect of the series is incredible. There's some wild episodes where they really, I feel like, trying to dive into something. They don't really. There's no lesson to be learned other than shit's fucked up, but like the ones with Scarface, the ventriloquist and the dummy, bro. I've never watched a more confusing 30 minutes. You're just like, what? And I don't know what effect they're going for still. Like, it's really tight.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, like, because, like, and it's weirdly grounded. Like, I have a lot of opinions on the show. It's a weirdly grounded show. Like, supernatural things are happening because it's the world of Superman and all that shit. Justice League comes in the 5th season. Like, Superman and Batman meeting is like the first 2 episodes, like a combo episode of the last season. But even with that being a thing, it's still weirdly grounded in things. Like, Solomon Grundy is like a character in one episode, and like, Solomon Grundy is like a myth. He's like this folk legend, right? And he comes up from the swamps like every whatever years in Terra City because of some crazy ass backstory, folktale, urban legend. And Bruce is like, this is bullshit. It's urban legend. Come on, bro. And Alfred's like, we've seen some great shit. He's like, yeah, but that's ridiculous. And then Solomon Grundy comes, he's terrorizing shit. Batman's fighting him, and he's just like, word? I mean, this is still kind of crazy. Ends up being Clayface, who can like just change into stuff. He was using it, the urban legend, to do disguise, whatever. Because it was a world where it seemed believable, but like it still kind of wasn't.
So Solomon Grundy in this case is Clayface, but is Solomon Grundy a real villain in the DC? Because he was an Injustice.
Yeah, and I think there's another iteration. There might be like a real version of him, but it was kind of like a. That wasn't the point. Like in the scope of that episode, and I guess in that series, he wasn't confirmed real or fake. They kind of allude to it at the end of that episode, like they go back to the swamp and it's like something there. Credits go, but they don't really show it. So yeah, that could have been something.
These cliffhangers.
But it's like weirdly grounded like that. Like it's like, all right, wild shit's happening, but it's still kind of like a reality base somewhere in it. Like even though everything's crazy, it's well done. Just in that. And I was talking to my cousin about it. Like I think if I were to compare it with I don't know if you ever watched like the old Batman cartoon, the original.
Yeah, for sure.
I would say this Batman, the Batman, is the story from Bruce Wayne's perspective, whereas the original one was from Batman's perspective.
Okay.
I think there's like a difference. There's more a humanity. Like it's more about those relationships, and even Bruce Wayne changing into Batman, whereas like the other one is the same story, but it's kind of like Batman believes Batman was always there. You know what I'm saying? So even when he's recalling all the events from Mom, and there's always a bat underlying, and it's always Batman like bringing Bruce Wayne out. Bruce Wayne's the Bruce Banner of it. You know what I'm saying? You're just on the Hulk. It's not. This is from like the guy's perspective, trying not to get lost in the things. And yeah, I think it's really, really tight.
I have liked the way they've fleshed out different characters in new ways.
Mm-hmm.
That's been a nice thing to see.
But like same, they kind of kept, because even like the Clayface, like the original Clayface wasn't Bruce Wayne's best friend, but there ended up being 2 Clayfaces. Like the first one begat a second one, but the second one ended up being the original Clayface that I knew, which was like the actor just wanted to have all the faces to be a better actor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a really, really underrated, really great. I would love to see it redone because that was all before HD even, so it's all like in that 3:4 aspect ratio. So I would love it just remastered. Don't do it again and fuck it up. I literally want the same thing frame by frame, just HD and better quality. You know what I'm saying?
You guys have done this too many times.
Yeah, no, I don't trust these fools, man. I don't trust them to not mess up something that you seems unmess upable. Like someone's gonna be like, oh, well, it's the pink. I don't know if you like pink doing the flips. No, he needs to do the flips. Like it just like,
No negotiation. Flips.
I don't think about it. No, they got this right. Like there's nothing. Don't. If I just tweak this, I think it'll be no.
I can see where you're going. You're wrong.
Wrong. They nailed this. They really. The fact that they even had the cartoon aging alone is, I feel like
Impressive.
They never do that in animated series.
Yeah.
Weirdly, like some where it's like even it would make sense for them, like even like King of the Hill, like that one, like you started off and like once you find out it's kind of grounded in like a real place, like people can die. It's like all right, well, eventually you should be out of middle school, right? And like because Leanne's gone through jobs and boyfriends, like how is he still? He hasn't graduated. Nothing like. It's not a Bart Simpson like scenario. She didn't feel like it, but they just won't. They don't do it.
Yeah.
Because you can get it. So like yeah, just the. Because you can have Batman in a loop forever and never bring up age, and you just wouldn't even think about it. It's for kids anyway. But
Batman's.
Yeah, we got Bruce Wayne through his early 30s. I'm like, this is real.
Yeah.
Batmobile upgrades, like he had to get new gadgets. He had to get on the science shit, make relationships. Do I need a sidekick? Secret identities with like trusting the people. He had to adopt a whole child. Yeah, it's good stuff. And then Alfred, you really get Alfred's every iteration of Alfred's type. I don't think I've been disappointed by Alfred, but Alfred got more time. He got more lines. He's in there, and there's a real relationship. Like especially that first season, it's great.
Okay. Yeah, I'll peep it. Honestly, I only never watched it because his mask made a triangle and it made me uncomfortable.
No, it's tight, and it's not the same throughout. That's this one's also like you can see his body fills out like it's a real thing.
That's nuts.
Just for that change, it's tight. Because you got to think about that's like just his first bat suit. It's not as tight. Like you didn't even have the mechanics in there to that was like a thing in the early on. Like it's getting knocked out. Old Batman definitely has CT. That's all I know for sure. He gets knocked out like every fucking episode. You think he'd have like a goddamn helmet. But his first iteration was just like a mask. So like people were always like on the verge of unmasking him like every other episode. It's like a commercial break and someone stops it or whatever. But eventually it's not the case. Like cause eventually he's like, okay, this is stupid. I gotta put electronics and shit in here. Like,
So what changes? Like, how do you see prevent you from taking the mask off?
Oh, it's now it's like it sparks like in the movie. Like yeah, it just shocks you. It's like locked on. Yeah, you just got more sophisticated and feel different holes, and then like leveled up. Because like going through the same circle was like, all right, Arkham ain't shit. These people are just out here back again. I just put you in here yesterday. But then like kind of rings them up, and even the villains evolve. Like you get to see them go through what they're going through. It's really fun. They nailed I didn't have any bad marks on it really. There's nothing really they got wrong even.
Writers have been going hard on these TV shows. Like,
I mean, it's an old show.
How old?
Again, it wasn't
5 seasons.
HD. So it was like
2008, 2009.
right before that. I don't know. I have to look it up. Probably early 2000s. Probably not 90s, but
Yeah, because I feel like square-headed Batman was still 90s.
Yeah, I think so too.
Or
yeah, it's early 2000s.
Yeah, and then
But TV's got the ass on it. That's for sure.
I might have watched this Batman because
You probably saw a couple. Cause I didn't see all of it back then. I didn't even know it ran on as long as it did. Yeah.
this is the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, I didn't see this one.
Yeah, no, it's great. And there's a movie, Batman vs. Dracula.
Okay, no, I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same series?
Yeah, that's him.
Okay, then no,
The Joker has like long, he looks like Sonic. Yeah, it's tight.
No, I saw a different
gallery.
one.
Yeah, there's mental health is a real problem. You know, if you're having trouble, see somebody, talk to somebody, find a therapist. I wish this was sponsored by someone saying this, but that message comes from 5 seasons of Batman. Get checked out here. Hurt people. Like it's really because like that comes down to something like some of your favorite villains aren't the biggest villains. They're not the biggest villain in their own life. And that comes up on like once Batman's dealt out like 5 ass whoopings and full plans, like eventually he gets a chance to talk to some of these people. It's like, yeah, we're trapped in this room. We're not going anywhere. Riddler, what's on your mind, bro? And Riddler's like, because Riddler's whole thing is like, you were there for my beginning, you were there for my end. He's like, all right, bro. I guess you think we're gonna die here. So what do you mean by that? Like, what's going on? Like, so he gives him a whole backstory of like whatever, and his rage-fueled revenge story that got him to the Joker we know, and whatever. Like, and Batman hears the story and he's like, I think you got it wrong. You're a really smart guy, nigga, but I don't think you really thought about that, bro. I don't think you thought about that right. And then, he saves your lives, and then finds out Riddler, his whole thing has been revenge on this one guy that he thought sabotaged him. Because he was trying to make some real shit to like help people and then just make money. But he thought this business guy that wanted to partner with him that he didn't want to partner with fucked the shit up. And so that's been driving his rage for almost like a decade, I think, at this point. Like, he literally, part of his plan was even to let this guy succeed so he had more to lose. Like, when I come at you, I'm gonna let you eat so you're nice and fat when I fucking skewer you. Like,
that's how you know the revenge plan's real.
Oh, I mean, he was dead ass. So, like, but turns out he was mad at the wrong person. And he didn't see that for that entire time. So then he finally screws off with the right person, Batman, and then comes in. But like, it's the whole thing where it's like, you never felt bad for this guy this way. And it's like a bigger, at least like a bigger thing, just like, yeah, this wasn't for no reason, and like, he's mad, but it was even a deeper betrayal than he thought. Like, he thought a guy screwed him over or whatever. It turned out being he got stabbed in the back ordeal. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he knew who'd be mad at, he'd probably still be a villain. But like, it would be way worse. Like, it would be way worse. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Life-altering villain.
Yeah.
He would have been the Joker for real.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's one thing to get screwed over by sabotaged by the guy that you didn't like. You already felt the way about him, so you didn't want to. So it was like, you knew he was scum, like whatever. Turns out he wasn't even smart enough to be that kind of scum to begin with. But your partner set you up because she wanted to chat. And it's like, wait a minute now. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, she played the heart and the money all in one scoop, and my reputation, like, at once.
That's the killing joke.
That's all of it. So, like, so yeah, you just felt bad for him. And even Batman was like, that was even his lesson, like, to Robin come in, because Robin didn't get the whole story. He's coming in and just like, oh, really, take him and free her. And he's like, nah, let the police get both of them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then his last script was, what happens when, it's like, Robin, tell me what happens when, the villain is not the biggest villain in the story. And that's how it ends. It's pretty on his sad face, on really just like, not even the same anguish face from being caught every time. It's a whole different kind of hurt. And I'm just like, man, this is what we're doing, Bat. Like, this is tight. Like, this is Saturday morning.
Saturday morning cartoons.
It's like fucking day. It was trauma. Like, I mean, and it was a lot like the story of Clayface. Clayface was a good dude. He's a great dude. Batman's best friend. They were brothers. Like, right before he descended into madness, he was going to tell him he's Batman and all that. It's like, this is my homeboy. Whatever. Bell for him. Always. Joker got his hands on him. Sent him on a bad day trip. And then put the putty on him. And monster. So he turned into a monster right after being tortured. Yeah. And then they try to save him. Goes off, he gets away out, everyone gets away. It's like he gets away after struggling with himself, comes back, just mad. He's like, I never gave up on you, bro. I'm still looking for I can't find a cure for it, but we figured out how to slow it down. He goes through rehabilitation, this time in Arkham, by not transforming, his powers kind of diminish, like he can work back into like normalcy by not doing it. So it's like it's just a matter of mind because he can still just do it. But they can tell if he's done it, like it shows up in his whatever. So he would. So yeah, it's him really struggling with like reacclimating to society and like he used to be a cop. Everyone, but he's now known as like a pole terrorist. So like, people were like scared when he was outside. All of it, like they do, like so you know what I'm saying. Bruce like not giving up on his boy, like the whole thing. Like he's in the courtroom. I give him a job right now, today, son. Like he's like, you trust this guy? Hell yeah! I'll put him in head to my security right now. It's my guy. Fuck you mean? Like you know what I'm saying?
I love you, bro.
Yeah,
keep going.
It was really, it's all that, and then it doesn't work. Like it's heartbreaking. You're just like, God, what are we doing? Like it's sad. But it's some really good storytelling.
I feel that. No, it's.
Yeah, dude,
I actually watched that.
One episode.
I actually watched it. I didn't even know I watched it till you mentioned the Batman versus Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah.
And the Man Bat.
Dr. Langstrom.
Yeah.
The Man Bat. Yeah, there's some interesting episodes. There's only one episode, because you mentioned him, he's involved. There's one episode that was kind of different than the other ones. Like, we'll just go different than the others, but like, in that the villains, it was a weird case, the villains almost didn't do anything wrong. It was like a series of mistakes, or just, not really mistakes, kids being stupid. And snowball. And so like by the end, it's like every time Batman falls, someone's like, oh, they were trying to steal this, or they were trying to destroy the city, or these kids were just trying not to get caught doing drugs, essentially. Like, so their plan was, if everyone does drugs, they can't find us. You know? But instead of weed, the drugs turned you into like man-killing like animals or some shit for like 5 minutes. So it was a weird one of like, I didn't really know, like it ends with them in prison. And you're just like, okay, this is Batman's way of saying don't do drugs. It's the message can sneak up on you.
Don't do drugs comes in many variations.
He honestly never even said that, but like if that's just a mistake in the line, good job.
Read between the lines.
But it's hilarious to me. But like their whole thing, they never really especially compared to like Gotham crimes, like their shit was just pranks, like for real. Like no one got hurt. Like, because literally the first scene, I'm like, wait, why isn't he just eating her? This is a monster, right? No, it's just kids being monsters, but they're just trying to scare the kids, the cool kids. Like, you know, just that kind of dynamic.
God damn.
So, yeah. Like, one guy tried to take it too far, but then it didn't even make sense. Like, it was weird. That was the only problem I had episode with. Like, I'm cool with the concept even, but like they should have made a turn somewhere. Because it was strange. Because if you had, I want to bring some, because I want you to know, like, if I had a patch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the thing was there's a patch, you put it on, and it transforms you into like an animal. You don't really choose the animal, I think you just get one built in. But some massive form of the animal. And I guess if you know what you're doing, you can do it and still
be conscious
with it. Like, I think the thing was like, because he does do this, alright, so that's the thing, right? And one of the kids knows how to make it, so there's just no supply problem, he just has the things. So it's 3 kids turning into animals, going around campus, on college campus, scaring kids. Batman gets involved because what the fuck's happening, and so it turns out the school's gonna test all the students, their blood, to see if anyone has this shit in their system, if it's them, whoever does. And they're like, oh no, if we don't take the test, you're gonna know it's us. If we take the test, you're gonna know it's us. But if everyone's infected or too many people are infected, then they won't know it's us, right? So they want to spike like the drinks at the football game and turn animals and whatever. Be chaos for like 10 minutes and people just turn back and confused. That's their whole thing. That's their whole plot for the whole episode. And in doing this, the main guy's he gets bullied, and he ends up, that's his like punishment for the guy. He's like, take this, and he turns him into this giant, like 10-foot gorilla that could like just rip him apart. And I'm just like, I don't get the punishment. It didn't make, the motivation was strange the entire time, I guess is my point. Like, it was weird. Like, you wouldn't, if I were bullying you, your revenge wouldn't be to slap a patch on me to turn me into a giant man-killing gorilla, right?
No, yeah.
Not even, it's just, and you can turn yourself into a fox, a giant fox. I guess you're fast, whatever. But he's a giant, like, silverback gorilla, cartoon style, like.
With the arms.
And that's me getting me back. Like, it was strange. Like, I'm like, I don't know. I don't see the punishment. I don't see what just.
It sounds like you've been asking for an ass whipping.
Yeah, but. Yeah, why would I? Why would I make my bully stronger?
I guess he wanted the animal to be a little weaker. If he could have gotten a squirrel.
But he wasn't. That's never really on the table. Every monster version is some big monster, like, or big animal version. Like the shark is like a giant. I don't know if you remember like street sharks. Just imagine a giant walking great white shark.
Okay.
But like humanized, but like
Man shark and Flash.
Exactly that. That's what they got. I mean, so that was the shark version. The girl turned into a vulture, so she's a giant bird, but a woman. And then the guys, the main villain's a giant fox, but a person still,
in control.
Yeah, so like to turn this guy, it didn't make sense. So like I didn't understand.
Yes.
Like, yeah, take this. Like, yeah, okay, now I'm gonna eat you. I'm like, bro, like I didn't see the plan. Like if Batman didn't intervene, I think the next 5 seconds would have been like, oh, I fucked up. Okay, I'm retarded.
Maybe that was a bad idea.
And saying like they were selling the drugs. They were like, he was Heisenberg with no desire to sell meth. Like, what are we doing? So I'm just cooking meth? Like, just to take meth? He's getting high on his own supply.
They need the drug addicts to be extra stupid in the show.
But he wasn't even a drug dealer. He didn't even make it that far. That's what I'm saying. His level of criminality was a play school compared to everything else. It was weird. So it was a weird, and it was late in the series. It was like
Black Lightning might have took a cue from that. With that green light.
I don't know if they might take a cue from this. This was different. This was a weird, because again, they weren't drug dealers. I cannot stress that enough. They never tried to sell the drug. They never tried to make money. In this whole episode, their whole lifetime of Batman legacy is getting caught not making money. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
just trying to dodge detection.
Just being dumb. Like, it's really just. They didn't kill anybody. They just wanted to scare people. They were bullies. Yeah, that was one of the problems. Just wild lack of motivation on that one. But
I'm disappointed in you guys for the wrong reasons.
yeah,
but
because you tell people like, yeah, you should reach higher. You know, just aim higher. They weren't taking aim. Like the gun was just circling. It was strange. I don't know. But great series. Watch if you're a comic fan, Batman fan. I think it's a must watch. And even if you remember it from the original run, I think if you run it back, unless you were diehard then, I think you'll see some stuff that you might have missed.
For sure.
I didn't know it was 5 seasons before watching it. I was like, oh shit.
I didn't even know that there were changes in the fucking costumes.
Same. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it at all. I don't even think I realized back in the day that it was the same show, because I'm not used. No cartoon. I can't think of another cartoon that's done that. I'm sure there have to be, but like.
Yeah, no,
it's a rare thing in cartoons.
They normally make separate stuff. So like for the old animated one, they made Batman Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking just any, like, you know, like Dragon Ball Z, like, knowing it. I mean, there's like.
Well, there's Dragon Ball to Z, yeah.
There's some skips. But I mean, no, but even like within like Z.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but there's skips, but then there's like, they just stop though. Like Goten and Trunks have been kids forever. It makes no sense because we've seen Trunks as a whole adult, so we know there's gonna be middle ground. So like, let's get to it. Like, never seen a Goten not be 10. Gohan, we've only seen him be 10 or in a full ass adult. There's no middle ground. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Well, there was Teen Gohan. Gohan actually did go through the phases.
Gohan did go through the phases.
Yeah.
Gohan's the only person that aged in that whole universe.
Krillin. He had hair.
That's not really aging. That's just like, think about it. Like, he's older technically, but like time passed, shit grew.
Yeah.
But even when he cut it, he's like the same guy. I don't.
Yeah, no, they don't have that much character development.
Really that's weird. Oh, no one else did. Like, even Bulma.
Bulma, kinda.
She ages literally just because when Beerus comes in like Super, that's her birthday party. So it's literally her aging, but her whole thing was she used the Dragon Balls to like age herself back like 2 years or something, or not.
For real?
Not age, not go back in time, but like just
look younger.
You look younger. Yeah. Her and Frieza, that was like the joke, I think, because her and Frieza had the same motivations for the Dragon Balls. She used it to do that, and Frieza wanted to grow by like 2 centimeters or whatever. And the guy was like, well, why wouldn't you just grow by like a foot or whatever? He's like, no, I want people to think I'm still growing. And I'm like, it's kind of genius. Like, it's ridiculous. But it just, because if people are already scared of you for being so powerful, and he is that powerful, but then you just roll up and he's like, is he taller? Is he? Could it be? Like,
could it be?
Can this still be ticking up? Like, you know what I'm saying? That means you're still on uptick. You're still growing. You're still catching inches out here. Alright, I gotta stand different now if you're gonna fight now, because I saw you before. You made giant jumps without the extra inch. The shit can be just completely different out here. You don't know. that uncertainty. That's what he did it for, and I respect it.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z characters are petty as hell, though.
Yeah, I'm with it. But I just wish we got like a real, especially with Goten and Trunks. Like their growing up story should be amazing. Should be all kind of adventures and.
Yeah, they should be super Saiyans.
Yeah, they never even get to throw hands. Even it's weird. I don't. Yeah, it's weird stagnation there.
Yeah, it also kills me how the Super Saiyan is getting achieved easier and easier. Like we talked about that, but like for Goten and Trunks, it was amazing. Like you guys you're not the height of some characters' knees. This is Super Saiyan 3 when you fuse.
Yeah, I mean, but even it's weird. Like, well, I guess 3's the highest they can go in Dragon Ball World until there's God. But they should. But the fact that they don't even do it on their own is weird at this point. They've been doing that for that long. But then to as equally unbalanced in the other direction, like in the Power Tournament or whatever, when they meet the Saiyans from other multiverse, they teach you how to go Saiyan in like a lesson. You feel that tingle on your back? Feel that rage? Use that shit. Turn it on. Bam. And then come back. It was only a couple days or like months later. Go with the scrimmage, and then it comes to the real tournament. Fucking chick is like brawling. Like she's putting hands on a god Goku. Like what? Why? Like
It's unbelievable.
It's not necessary. Like it's just scale this to make sense.
Yeah. Do you think they got better or worse at scaling?
It's way worse because it doesn't even none of it lines up. Like I watched like a lot of the death battles on YouTube, and even if they just did death battles within the BBC universe, I don't think it makes sense. Like, yeah, I don't. Like, where does I don't even remember all their names, like all the extra characters, like the Saiyans. But like I don't know where does she stack up to like a they're all
Cabbage or whatever.
Cabbage?
Somebody's name was like Kaba or Cabbage or you know they're named after vegetables and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of food and drinks, but yeah, I don't think they're sure cabbage. Like,
yeah.
Cabbage.
Kaba, maybe.
I don't know, but like, it's a lot of them. But yeah, the part it's all over the place. Because then I don't know, like, where were the kids compare? Like again, because Goten and Trunks I think are just waxing most of that people in the tournament. And Boo wasn't in there, so like they avoid a lot of discussions, and then they bring out some extra nonsense to kind of throw you in the pool, but like the right people aren't facing off to good real answers, so it's all
just magically we're at this point.
It's all up for grabs, yeah.
Yeah, because
WWE sprinkled in there. Vince McMahon's definitely overseeing some of the Dragon Ball fights.
Did you notice there was a lot more posing in the Super? Because like there were characters that posed in regular Z, but like we got rid of them pretty quick, and the posing ended. But like the posing just came back with a vengeance. Jiren did this every 5 seconds.
Jiren posed for like a whole season. yeah. Jiren's pose, it was a walking pose, serious poses.
Mm-hmm.
Some poses. But it's new people. I feel like new people, they gotta get their poses off, you know what I'm saying?
I guess. But like when the explosions happen in the background of the pose, it kind of messes the pose up for me.
If they come back, if we get to see these characters again in some Super Ultra, then yeah, they can't be posing as much, you know what I'm saying? You gotta let the new people pose. Yeah, I feel like you get that off in your first rendition. And if you're like that dude, then yeah, you can get a season posing. That's not outside of Dragon Ball at all, because they let shit
Simmer.
Yeah. To a fucking crisp.
Caramelized with all the flavor.
Yeah, turn that over again. Is it done yet? Nah. But it's smoking. That's fine.
Just quit asking dumb questions.
They're gonna love this shit. I swear.
I've been doing. Who's been doing this? Me or you?
It looks burnt. No, it's not ready.
That's to be the funniest to me when you have someone that like they know what they're doing, other person doesn't. They're asking the shit. And it's like at one point it always comes down to it. Do you do it or do I do it? Like real shit. Just answer that real quick. You asking all this extra shit. I gave you the answer.
Real. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Some writers have to feel that way. That's be a whole thing. Cause like, I can't remember what it was. Like, oh man, it may have been something Batman related, but I just really thought where I'm like, man, I'm glad we have so many different people have so many different ways of looking at shit. Like Superman, I think maybe it was watching something like Superman was like, it really just sank in how dumb that name was. But I understand it was a different time. It was simpler. Like you can't just come up with Superman today. Like,
Yeah.
fresh. Like even character aside, I'm just talking about Superman.
The name.
Yeah. And I'm like, there's so many things like that where I'm just like, it seems so dumb. Like these are whole hits of things. And yeah, I'm just glad to see some of those things sometimes where it's just like, I don't understand how this worked, but like the fact that it worked and set new precedents and whatever, like the Frieza Dragon Ball, back to Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball Z Frieza saga, first one. Frieza
Namek.
spikes, Frieza spikes Namek, is about to explode. Whole 2 more weeks of 1 minute of explosion. Now, you present that to me in any form, and it's like, okay, the Earth's gonna explode in a minute. How are we 10 more episodes in here, bro? Like, what? You're not gonna ring this up? And he's like, nah, I got. He was like, there's no way I'm letting that go. I'm like, bro, if you don't cut that shit out, that's insane. It doesn't make any sense. And I still don't think it makes sense. But like, it had to happen. Like, I don't know why.
It was dope as fuck.
It was so necessary. It just made it make sense. Like, it really, like, when Goku went Super Saiyan that first time, you're like, oh, it's so worth it. This is all worth it. All the bullshit. All the standing around, all the worthless conversations. This made it make sense of vindication. Then he struck down Frieza, and the games were and struck him down again. Like, this is some good shit. But yeah, you had to let it like simmer to a crisp to get there, and I'm not letting it simmer that long. I can't, and
it doesn't sit right with the spirit.
It's a lesson in there somewhere. Wait for it. You know what I'm saying?
Keeping up the tension is amazing, and I feel like the way shows have corrected it. I feel like shows looked at Dragon Ball Z and they were like, they took the good from the bad, because the bad was putting that time limit. The time limit kind of fucked it up. Like if they just would have said the planet is exploding right now, no time limit, explosion. It's happening right now.
Maybe, but I feel like, or does that take it to a different level?
Maybe. Like
in my child, I remember this one.
45 seconds.
I brought that one up because I remember it so vividly of like the mental gymnastics I was going through to make this make sense. And I was a whole child, but I'm like, yo, because we're in a world where people are moving super fast. Even in the cartoon, watching these things happen, I can't always see it happen. Like the lines blur, they fly up, but it's them disappearing. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's built in the speed. So literally in my mind, I'm like, when they're talking, in my mind it's like, all right, if I fast forwarded this like on times 5 and like I can still watch and hear it, that's what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all just, they're all like, somehow we're watching like a slowed down God mode version. Like, that was literally my thought on just making this make sense. 'Cause I'm like, I understand it's all crazy, but time is time, right?
Yeah.
So they have to be going really fast. Even, yeah, looking back on it, it's pretty ridiculous. But like,
No, I felt like this with multiple TV shows. Especially when they're talking to each other as they're running at super speed towards each other. Like, time isn't adding up right now.
yeah.
I see how fast you're running. You had enough time to get that whole speech off before you got to him and punched him in the face, and he responded.
Yeah, speed's hard to get right, I think.
Or the
I-
Flash.
Huh?
Or the Flash. That whole thing is speed, trying to find out how to do speed right.
Yeah, well, I'm saying like from a technical, like a cinematic viewpoint. Like, 'cause I remember people pointing out in like the Sonic movie. I was like, oh, you're right. It didn't hurt the movie. Like I loved how the movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you ever see it? There's a scene where he's in like a bar fight, and he goes so fast that everyone's like moving in like a super slow motion, where pretty much everyone's standing still, but like inching towards whatever they're doing. And he's just kind of like going around the room, moving people, playing with shit, you know, like a cartoon. And there's a point where he takes a selfie on the guy's camera. Like, guy was taking a selfie and he comes in, photobombs it. And someone pointed out where it's like, yeah, if he was going that fast, he could move in for the picture, but the picture's not gonna speed like go that fast. Like, it would still take however much time to capture the image, so it wouldn't really work. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's really the only part that was kind of poked hole. I was like, yeah, that's a hard. I wouldn't even thought about that. Like, that's, of course. Like,
Yeah.
So like all those kind of things to really think about. That's not even involving like time travel, but just like moving fast. It's kind of like how things would interact with things. Like, if you're trying to be real within that fake world, like, you know, it's some things you gotta really consider.
The only reason I said that was because, like, as fast as the Flash is supposed to be going, he gets caught all the time. Like, we've heard you flex the speed. Either you're lying or these guys have ultra senses for them to be regular humans, because they're timing you. They're doing all kinds of shit. I can barely time a car. You're telling me they're timing you at hundreds, maybe thousands of miles an hour?
Yeah, I'm trying to think like who would be on that list. Because the only one I would say like human wise that should be able to maybe pull that off would be the Freeze dude, Captain Cole.
Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, Ross be on that bullshit though. I mean, he's lived like a couple lifetimes. I don't know.
Anybody with a high enough karate skill, the karate becomes a superpower.
Yeah, it's too much. Yeah.
Yeah, karate is a superpower in itself.
Yeah.
Because then they start punching through walls. Now you beat them up and they're dying, but they don't die because I do karate.
The arm's crazy.
Yeah, it's... I don't even be doing no meditation. Just sleep.
That's all you need. Yeah. Yeah, superhero balancing is hard. Let's do it.
MCU got it the best so far.
I think so, but their scale is way smaller. You know what I'm saying? Like, DC's juggling a lot more gods.
That's DC's problem.
I don't think it's a problem. You just have to. You can still do it. It's just gotta be more thoughtful. Because like scaling humans versus superhumans versus gods is like I can scale this easy. Like Wonder Woman Marvel, Captain America versus Iron Man versus Thor versus Hulk. Like you can set up a hierarchy pretty without thinking. Like, and then you can argue from there different nuances why someone can overpower someone more OP or whatever. But yeah, like Wonder Woman versus Superman versus Shazam versus
Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, Manhunter. It's all wild. Yeah, it's all wild. Like so everyone's just scaled up crazy, and all the feats are out of this world because they have to be just to keep up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the big thing for DC. Everyone's just they're too strong already. Like so it makes achievements not feel as much achievements. Like Superman flying across the city to save you doesn't impress me as much because I expected him to.
Well, no, but I don't think they're I think they're fine. Their power's fine compared to each other, but the feats are just scaled up. Like, yeah, Superman flying across cities is not a feat, but Superman dragging a solar system by some weird old lasso is a feat. Like he did that, like, or when they like throw star-eating monsters into stars, dumb, crazy ass shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it has to be
the
some
feet
wild,
has to go.
Yeah, like one of them has to like punch an island out of existence or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Lobo, he was like a super secondary character, ate a whole city. He rolled up on the city, some guy pissed him off, he folded up the city into a ball into his hand and ate it. That's a DC feat. That's not a Marvel feat. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a different universe.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The world's very sensitive here.
Yeah, you know, Flash is it's not enough to be fast. I'm faster than you. I'm faster than you through time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta keep up with me. You gotta be at least. You can't even run through the Space Force. You're not even talking my language. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm everywhere at once, and that means years too, son.
Yeah, like if you're, so it's just different. It's just different. Like Quicksilver is not looking at the Flash, like not even in the eyes. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't need to.
Bowing down.
Yeah, it's not a contest. He's not even fucking with Kid Flash. He's not fucking with no speedster. There's no speedster in the universe. Jesse Quick. Fucking like
anybody.
They're all putting hands and feet on the fastest speedster in your whole universe, for sure.
He's
like,
soft.
Yeah, it's not even. There's no real discussion. Quicksilver's not even gonna be like, but no, settle down. Like,
yeah, even Batman, for him to supposedly have no powers, he was feats.
Oh, Batman has feats.
Yeah.
No powers. It was just like, and that's. From the Batman show, that's kind of the point of the last season when they bring in the Justice League. It's him versus Superman, so it's the Batman versus Superman face off, and then their friendship buttons from that. But then, and them establishing, starting to lead their Batman, and then so then on the different episodes are Justice League. Villain from someone on Justice League comes to Gotham, does some crazy shit. So now the Justice League guy comes in and we learn about them, and then they're kind of comparing him to like, sweet, you're just a guy in a suit, like, what are you doing? And then like he starts outsmarting them, and then so everyone's like individually like, oh shit, alright, Batman's real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Flash comes, Green Arrow comes. Starts off a suit. I think there was like maybe two others. But yeah, it's just them kind of putting that respect on Batman. Like, all right, he's a world saver, like for real, like because and even one of them's like even proving himself because it's like it's dire and it's like, oh god, they're all gone, and it's him and Green Arrow are the only guys left, and so he's like, damn, were we good enough, or were we? Maybe we were reaching outside, like maybe we were well, we shouldn't we weren't up for this to begin with. We're just like, nah, we are. You know, like I shouldn't get it.
Green Arrow, you sounded real soft in the background.
You sound like a whole bitch.
You need to take that little fancy hat off and start acting like a man.
Yeah, but it's good stuff.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, even dealing with the fear, like Robin asked Batman girls, like, you ever get scared? Like, it's like a whole little conversation that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you ever get scared? Because we're fucked. And Batman, we haven't seen Batman all night. We're locked in. We're sitting on a barricade, and the villain's behind us, taunting us. Like, I see you guys are fucked, and we're like, yeah. So there's just a whole moment of like calm before the storm, like that whole moment of like, all right, you barricaded, like they're coming. How you feeling? You good? Yeah, what do you think we're gonna be alright? I'm just like, this is some real. You miss those moments. Like it's been the whole superhero world of like, all right, everything's gonna be okay, or we got this, no matter. But you miss those like human moments, and I feel like this gets a lot of human moments that can get lost in Batman. I feel like they're punctuated over and over again, which
okay.
I can't get enough of it. It's really great. One episode was sloppy or just weird, but
yeah.
Otherwise, 5 seasons of fire.
I'm definitely gonna dip back in there, see what's going on.
Yeah, I got it if you want to put on a hard drive, but.
Okay, if I would have had the little C, yeah, yeah, y'all. So we be getting too comfortable sometimes. We get a little too comfortable.
Yeah, but do you have anything? I've been talking about Batman for.
Oh, I mean, I've been watching Fresh Off the Boat.
Is that comedy?
Yeah, it's a comedy. It's like a comedy show. Asian family comes from China.
Yeah.
They own like a little barbecue
It's like NBC
house.
Or something, right?
I think so.
Or it's like a big.
I've been watching it on like movies123.com, and it's been dope. It's funny because they deal with all the real world stuff, but I feel like they were doing it just before it got so polarizing, so it was still really reasonable. Yeah. And I'm like, man, it just makes me think about how polarizing TV shows are getting, because even when you, like, for me, like, it feels like I'm seeing just like micro things the writers do, like, yeah, you know, the bad guy also, he does this, like, or for example, in a show called Lucifer, they have, in the latest season, Lucifer's twin brother comes, and his twin brother is like essentially everything you would think an incel is. Everything you think those guys that are killing people, going on mass shootings because their insecurities and shit. And so you start figuring out more about the twin, and it's like, yo, why do I feel like you're describing real people? Like, I'm thinking about names as I'm finding out about this guy. And I'm like, okay, I mean, whatever, that's interesting. But then I watch another show, and it seems like they're kind of running the same jam. But it just depends on where they're coming from. And that's what I really liked about Brooklyn Nine-Nine. They took all of those concepts, but they didn't really attach any labels to it. They went out of their way to take all labels from it. Like Captain Holt. I mean, I love that fucking character. He even taught me, like, not to be stereotyping gays, because, I mean, I believe that gay people spoke with a very soft voice. I thought that's how it got down. I believe the stereotype. Here he comes. Yeah, say that in the robot voice. Say that again, like. Say it again, Jake Peralta.
Yeah, it shows you.
Or Rosa. But when most people will take that chance to be like, give you the hot Latina character, she's the one that's literally gonna beat your ass. You kind of hit everything. Even my favorite, Scully and Hitchcock. You would think those old veteran white dudes are the ones that, they come and just save the day, and no, he drank the thumbtacks.
Oh, there. Did you see the new season?
6?
I think, right?
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was great. It was.
Yeah, I felt it was weird that I watched that I didn't even realize it happened because it came out earlier in the year.
Wait, see, this is the thing. Netflix is behind by one season.
Yeah.
And I'm on the season Netflix is on.
This was the last thing that happened. Literally the last thing.
Lord, I haven't seen this in so long. I think it was where's
Captain?
The captain gets separated again, I think. Or he's in jail.
Did you see the Suicide Squad?
The
Suicide Squad?
Okay, I might not have finished the show. Yeah, here, I can find out where I'm at right now.
Yeah, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine was an interesting one because the last season came out earlier this year, kind of amongst all the craziness.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking that, especially when all the protest stuff, that was one of my thoughts amongst all that. Damn, I wonder if I'm gonna be able to really watch the show the same. You know what I'm saying? Or even outside of me, just how people are gonna receive, cop shows are getting canceled and all that kind of stuff, and it's so. I did finally see the season, probably less than a month ago.
Okay.
It's still pretty recent for me. All that went away. All those thoughts went away. I was like, it's still hilarious, and this is great. Yeah.
No, they're a very solid show, and one of the other things I think would make them kind of immune to that is that although they're a cop show, the show isn't so focused on just catch the bad guys and rough them up and all of that, because that's what CSI and all of that is.
Yeah, I don't think that does make it immune though, because just the setting alone. If no one wants to laugh with cops, you know what I'm saying? That's
yeah.
You can get to a point where I don't find anything you say is funny. You know what I'm saying?
Regardless.
That was a good joke. Ha ha. Fuck you. And I don't think we didn't make the turn all the way there where that became a full on.
Escape.
Everybody it didn't go all the way, but
enough
people felt it hard enough for long enough where it's just I don't know. And then Terry Crews was being ridiculous, so it's just alright, hope it survives.
Terry Crews is a whole fucking thing.
Lucky. He's lucky he's surrounded by fucking superstars. Otherwise, after all that nonsense, just shut up. God damn it. I can't.
We hate you, right?
Yeah, I'd be down to just be done with you, but you're on one of my favorite things, and saying you play a small part of it, and I'm not even mad at your contribution to it. So just do that, please.
Stated the job, man.
We're gonna have opinions, just make them good. Just dumb shit. But whatever.
Yeah, I can't.
But it's good stuff.
Definitely, it's a Brooklyn Nine-Nine. There's a few shows that they're just good at capturing lessons and stereotypes while not judging or attacking really anyone.
Yeah,
and that's hard to pull off.
Yeah, I think a big part of it is making the character learn it themselves. Where it's who was it? It was I think it was Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of mentioned when he does when his albums the lessons when he's telling you these whatever lessons or he's trying to impart. He had some interview where he's yeah, I'm not really talking to you. It's I am. It's I want people to feel these messages or hear what I'm saying, but a lot of that it's me talking to me. It's when you hear him trying to do a verse and I'm trying to like calm you down. It's me trying to calm me down. Like I'm talking to me 'cause I feel away. You know what I'm saying? And that's I think that's a potent device where it's the same thing you see comedians do it too. It's like before they make fun of you, I'm gonna make fun of me first. We're all gonna laugh at me, how dumb I am on this.
Yeah.
And once I do that, then we can talk about how crazy you are to me. You know what I'm saying?
Give a little neck.
Yeah, for sure. It's an important first step, and a lot of people miss that. They're just like, no, you need to hear this, and you need to hear it from me because I'm right. And it's like, we don't give a fuck about you because we don't give a fuck about anybody. Like, start there, like, slow down. Like, and then also, who are you to tell me? Like, because it's really anyone. Who are you to tell me? Like, you know what I'm saying? What are your credentials?
Yeah.
And that's with any message, good, bad, whatever. That's commonality of how you can take it. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? I gotta trust you on some level.
You commenting on their social medias, they want to look at your profile.
Yeah, you should. But I say you should, but then you run into a wormhole of like craziness because of an opinion you shouldn't have cared about to begin with.
Well, yeah, that's a whole separate thing, though.
Yeah, but like you guys get the process at some point and know that's where the end of this line goes. Because that's why you're looking at the process at the profile. Wait, should I care about this person? What is this person right? And then you go down and it's like, oh, maybe this person knows what they're talking about. That's not how that goes. It's some dumbass picture from like 10 years ago, and it's a private account with 10 followers. Like, you know, it's the same. And if you go down their history, it's just hate spewed to different people in different directions about nothing in particular.
Yeah.
And they have no opinion about it. So I'm just like, you know those people exist, and you don't need to hurt people. And you're not going to DM them like, yo, bro, who hurt you? I'm like, what's your life looking like? Can we have a real conversation? That never happened. That's not a thing. It's not what the internet's built for. That's not even what people were built for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. You just can't,
Gotta come with those qualifications, right?
yeah, or just know where to accept advice, like, or take it for what it's worth.
Yeah.
That's what that really means to me, like, taking it for what it's worth. Like, anyone can say whatever, but some you take in as a dollar, some's a penny, some doesn't make it in at all. You know what I'm saying? Some like, you just have to, alright, that just doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
Even as passionate as you are about it, it's not based on anything real, so it's as much as a nothing. You could just wrote ... Same thing.
Yeah.
So that filter process is
Game changer.
yeah, it's everything really.
Yeah, because, I mean, that's how it's been for me with internet personas and shit like that. You believe something they're saying, but you don't research them. You know, you don't have who they are down. You need some history, like.
Yeah, gotta do it. It's it's nice seeing like those maturations, like seeing people like really become who they are on the internet, but then also I'll never forget. I was watching Simon today, but when I first got into Simon Wilson, like traveling, doing things for cheap, or sneaking in places. There's this other guy, I can't remember his name, but he was actually the first guy I saw, and Simon was on his channel. He was doing this whole thing in New York. It was, I think it was like a month. It was like a challenge, like a month. I'm gonna make businesses, and I'm just gonna run up this amount of money, this amount of time, whatever, and showing that whole process. So I'm watching this video, and I was like, oh, this is tight. It's inspiring, whatever. Literally, the next video, I'm looking at like, okay, who's this guy though? Like, you know, like, and next one is just like, why, blah, 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 is a liar. It's just like, oh, fuck. And so I go to that channel, and he's just like, yeah, all these things weren't true, da, 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 da. And then I see the next video, it's that guy apologizing. And I'm fast. Like literally, it's like, oh, this is tight. Subscribe. Oh no. Oh, you really did this. Unsubscribe. I can't really trust you.
Yeah.
But then I got Simon out. He's real deal. But like, it's just that. So yeah, you gotta. Some people are saying whatever the fuck just to get you to watch, especially if they know you're watching. So you gotta double check that source and.
Yeah.
So I like good cosign still goes a long way for me. If you find a trusted source and if they happen to branch out somewhere, that's why Joe Rogan is so important. That's where his power is because Joe Rogan cosign is there's not a more powerful cosign right now.
Yeah.
Like media, you go on his show, that's like 5 million, 10 million people being introduced to you or reinforced that they like you, and if you perform. A whole new audience. Just because Joe Rogan was interested in talking to you and be able to perform in that expression of curiosity, then yeah. But so I like that on when I see like people I already watch when they start like branching to other people and whatever. It's a good place to like start.
I feel that.
About whatever they say they're about. Usually it's just like other comedians or funny people, so it's not serious people, but
for sure.
It also helps in like life. I've always operated that way with like friends and acquaintances in real life. It's usually friends of friends or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've avoided most cold openings. Yeah, it's like, alright, if he fucks with you, I fuck with you too, for notice. Matt.
You gotta mess up.
My favorite people that way, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, that feels pretty natural.
Very powerful, all of that.
Yeah, that or meeting through like social media. I've met some people through social media because they were like they might comment on one of my friends' stuff often enough, and I'm commenting, so we get to talking inbox after we've run into each other in the comment section enough. Now we're inboxing. Oh well, fuck it, let's meet up. Boom. Yeah. Now you talking. Yeah.
And at least that's like a digital version of that same system though.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just it's always been a good system for me.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like that's how people work, because I feel like we're not really trusting. Like as you grow, you're not really trusting people off rip.
People just go outside though and really.
I mean, I meet people, but like I'm not going to. I don't consider the random people I meet friends instantly.
Well, of course not.
And I mean that can take long periods of time. But someone that I meet through someone else is like instantly.
Okay. Yeah. Fair.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, I guess it's one.
Yeah, because it's like
way closer. Like I'm gonna put the full stamp, but like
you're on your way.
Yeah, you're 3/4 there.
Yeah, like goddamn, you're cool as fuck, man.
You have to be explicitly on some fuck shit, really. From there,
yeah.
You gotta lose points.
Because the cosign itself is so many points. Yeah, because
right.
the only time I don't like the cosign is if the other person they have to do something. Like they have to hit a pet peeve or something like that.
Yeah, that's never not impossible. But like, yeah, you've already got the benefit of the doubt going in, and that's not something I give to just a random person.
Yeah.
Well, unless I'm in just a mood.
There's times and places. Yeah. And then there's like a level of outgoing, because there are like certain people that are outgoing enough that when I first meet them, the vibe is right.
I was about to say, I've gotten caught up in those tornadoes, not even saying that in a bad way. Just like someone has a whole vibe, and you're just like, okay, I don't know where we're going, but I'm going where they're going.
Yeah, like
that has happened.
Like this is my boy, I didn't even know.
Yeah, like that's happened. That's happened.
Puff?
Huh?
That's Puff.
I can see that.
Yeah, like I met him one day. We were just having a great time. Yeah, like we're having a great time. I'll see you later. Never see him again. And then I'm dating a woman. I go up to meet some of her friends, and here he is. And not only him, but like a squad of people I've hung out with before. Like, hey fellas, like it's me.
Yes, yeah, yeah. That's actually kind of best because like you're just like so what is this? Because it's a rare thing. I don't know. Maybe make it unless you're that person. Then
Well, I feel like it. I feel like it's direct association with how much you're going out. Like, because when I was going out, I was meeting people and we were vibing, and then sometimes I was the person, sometimes they were.
Yeah,
but
this is a volume thing, and then also you kind of have to be in a zone, like to even be receptive to a whole nother zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's my favorite version of me. Like when I felt like at one point I figured out a fun zone me where I'm just like, okay, my peak social, my peak like just, and I feel like I can tap into it. It's my vacation day.
I feel that
whole like golden formation, like, but there's a real glow that goes with it when I go in this mode.
I feel that
it's destructive. There's nothing constructive from it. It's completely destructive, but it's a real one of fun, and no one's mad at it.
Yeah.
But it's not for the weak-hearted.
Yeah, and I feel like when I go out, it's like at first I'm really creepy. Like I mean, like I'm extremely creepy.
You should skip that. Why the fuck? You know that's what happened to me first.
Yo.
You should skip what happened to me second ago.
Well, I mean, like I try to offset that by like having fun before I go out. So when I'm out, I'm already.
Pre-game.
Yeah, that's the whole point of that. Yeah, that's the whole point.
That is what it is. You can't.
But
it's like revving a car when it's cold. So
yeah.
You're not gonna start moving right now. You gotta warm it up.
Yeah, because
yeah.
You start off. Even the way you're moving your body is creepy. Like
it's really. I think it's literally.
It's like
gears.
Yeah,
it's
because
like car gears. Because I think
for sure.
I think kind of we might be able to teach some people here like 101 thing. The pregame is important because it does set the tone. Because for one, whoever you're going with, SWAT has to combine. You know what I'm saying? Justice League has to fucking unite first. And
yeah.
You gotta assemble. You gotta get lubricated, and that's what that. I think that word should be used more for that, because it really is like you're loosening up, like your conversation's flowing, like you're getting in the,
talk to a motherfucker mode.
Yeah, talk to a motherfucker mode. Exactly. So like yeah, so by the time you like open the door and then bring all that energy to the world, it's already a ball in motion. So and that's the fact with ball in motion. People want to, especially if it's tight, if it's a good group and it's a group in motion. Yeah, you really
it's a
can't
wave
lose unless you get a full wall of fuck shit.
Shit has to go wrong.
Yeah, but like it's so avoidable.
It is. It's just.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's avoidable as much as you're ready for it, I think.
What's that?
Yeah, because some fuck shit, you just haven't run into this brand yet, so you're just like, oh shit. But a lot of people, they run the same brand of fuck shit, and you see it, and you're like, yeah, nah.
See, the thing is, when you're if you zone in this zone, if it's hard enough, you can change some of the fuck shit. Like you can be in that mode where you're like the soul glow. You know what I'm saying? We got the fucking everything's moving in slow motion and like everyone sees the gold glow around you and you're kind of floating through the room. Like and you get in that point where I stepped on your shoes and they come up with the heat, but then they see you and they look in your eyes like, you know what? It's gonna be okay.
We good.
You good, my brother. And that's a real. I've been there. Like,
yeah.
I've been to the side We're just like, we walked out. So I hit it when I go to Manhattan, just because it's like, all right, we're there for this. We went out and we're playing curling at this fucking beer garden, at this like hotel. It's like connect to a hotel with this big ass like beer garden inside. And you have to use tickets for everything. As soon as you come in, buy tickets and whatever. And they have a big ass curling track or field ice rink in the middle of it. And I'm like, we're playing curling. I've never done this. Love this shit. We're on the Olympics. We're doing this shit. So it's me, Fayez, and it's a couple different like Indian guys, right? And me. And we roll up, and it's like this white bachelor party. They're going hard, and immediately like, yo, all right, you guys, we won't play you guys. And we have a riveting game of curling. Like, we learn the rules. We're going hard. I'm on 10 screaming, oh yeah, we got that shit, talking shit. And apparently, we're being hyped enough where people are watching, like us play the curling match. And it's a big room. Not everyone's, but like there's enough people like posting like, what's going on over there? So we have a great game, whatever, after a couple hours, and then like I end up going to this corner of the room. We're leaving, and I want these cookies. I smell them, like making fresh cookies over there. And I'm like, yo, can I get 2 of those cookies? It's like, all right, it's gonna be like 2 tickets or 4 tickets. I'm like, I don't have any more tickets. I spent them all. Tickets were a whole different thing. That was a whole different side story. But I didn't have any more tickets. I'm like, yeah, I have cash though. Like, we're in America. About dollars. And he's like, don't even worry about it. So he gives me 2 free cookies. And I'm just like, the glove. Like, so I'm happy with my cookies. And I'm heading towards the exit. Everyone's gone out already. And I'm holding up people up to get my cookies. And this guy walks up to me, and he's like, yo. And I'm like, yeah, what up? Like, he's like, yeah, I saw you guys playing curling over there. I'm like, oh, yeah. He's like, we need more of that. I was like, yeah, it's not he literally said, like, racial harmony. Like, something like, I can't wait to tell something Fayez that someone just said racial harmony to me to my face. Like, it's like, yeah, we need more. It's like, yeah, racial harmony. It's like, you guys have a good time. It's fun. It's like, yeah, bro, for sure. And I was like, okay, you can like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, the glove.
No, it's a gift.
You can tap into it. But yeah, I even have an origin story for my glove. I'm not giving all that up, but like, I feel like it's as real as any other thing I can believe in.
I feel you.
Yeah.
No, I feel like it's. I feel like it's that, or it's a pull. Like in terms of but I feel like those are 2 different things, and you can get both. Because I feel like sometimes I'm attracting people to me, and I feel like sometimes like I'm giving people like feelings, and those are different. Like they might come because of that, but that in itself.
The gravity just is a byproduct, because you can't. It's like shining things.
Yeah.
Because there's really a shine to those people. Like you can see like, I don't know, when you're out and you just see like good friends together, and you're just like, oh, they're in that whole mode. Like,
they're having a good time.
There's inside jokes going. Like they're laughing for no reason. They don't even know why they're laughing, but it was hilarious. You know, that kind of like bonding, like you can feel it, and especially if you're not in a group at all, you might try to wander over and try to come in laughing. Yeah, that was crazy. Like, you shouldn't do that way, but like, you know what I'm saying? That's
it works.
Huh?
That stuff works sometimes.
It can, but you gotta like match.
Well, you gotta have the glow too.
You gotta match glow.
Yeah.
At least come in trying to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
they can glow you up. You know what I'm saying? But like you gotta come in trying to match that energy.
Yeah,
that's the bar set.
Yeah, because when I first came out here, it was like 2 or 3 black dudes. They're getting ready to come into Tijuana too, and I'm just having fun because this is my first time. This is my first time coming across. I'm like, yeah, this is crazy. We in a new country now, boy. I see them. We start talking to them, and they're like, yeah, we like you, man. You roll with us. We're gonna go to the club. Yeah, I got all this stuff in my bag, man. Like I have like all of my stuff.
Yeah.
Humongous bag. They're like, listen. Don't nobody care, man. Just bring the bag. You gonna bump them? It don't matter. I was like, yo, like, all right. So I go. I'm having fun. Like I said, I'm bumping the shit out of people. One of the dudes, he says something crazy to me in Spanish. I thought he was saying something cool. Like, other guy comes by later that night, like, yo, you almost got into a fight with him. Like,
he said I was gonna kill you. You smiled and said,
yeah, because like he said something. I'm like, see, but he high fived me though.
Yeah, because me is just
That was my guy the rest of that night though.
It's the glow. It's powerful. It's a thing.
I only saw him maybe one other time, and that was just I saw him maybe one other time, and that was like that was walking on the street of the clubs, and I just saw him. Oh yeah, what's going on? Da 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 da. He was busy though, so it was no more glow, no more glow synergy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta strike while the iron's hot because
it's a Super Saiyan mode. You don't
Yeah.
walk around like that. You gotta tap in and use it for.
Well, I'm saying like in terms of if I would have wanted him to be like a more permanent person in our relationship, you got to strike while the iron's hot. You got the vibe right now. No. Hey, next day it was good, man.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, that's all usually formed in that mode, and then carried on outside, but it's there.
It's
real.
It's a crazy place to be too, though. Because sometimes you feel like man,
it's exhausting, but I feel like it should be because you're going hard.
Yeah, it's not even exhausting. It feels like it. Like, dude, I feel like I'm running on recyclable energy at that point.
No, I mean like it's in it. It's fine. Like it's not like.
Oh, you mean when you get home?
Yeah, there's a.
Yeah.
I power down. There's like okay, damn, I was really exerting myself. Like I was really. I'm trying to be on. I'm alert to everything. Being out of my way to be like happy. Like I don't know. It's all of it.
Yeah.
It's tiring because I'm trying to be my best me. Like my best me is not relaxed or not relaxed environment. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I'm exerting myself, like especially if there's tasks or feats or which are just games. You know, like I take them as personal challenges to be the best. And if I'm like tapped into all the way there,
yeah.
And if someone's down to match that, we can find ourselves in a whole different loop. But so I mean, it's a I feel like I equate it definitely to like a super mode. But instead of fighting, is whatever. But it's still equally it's more exhausting than just walking around.
For sure. I do fall asleep instantly after going out. Like there's never a laying down period. You just wake up like, oh, that was great. Like,
it's usually a passing out. It's just
I'm
comfortable. It's over.
Yeah, like that or the funk mode, and that's its own horrible beast.
The funk.
Yeah, when you get in those funks, like shit's just going bad, or it's the opposite of the glow. Yeah, it's the whole opposite. And I mean, it's
fake.
Yeah, it's tainting your spirit.
Yeah, you gotta shake those off quick.
Yeah. Those ones are trying to kill you.
All of them snowball. Like, all energy you can get going downhill is you can really get that good energy going and momentum, but just easily you can get that bad energy. Actually, easier.
Yeah.
You can get bad momentum snowballing, and if you don't get ahead of it quick enough, then people.
Good momentum's fleeting. Bad momentum wants company.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, roll through. Like,
It's easier to get started. Yeah. Let's say good energy, like you can really, if you can, but you gotta build it.
yeah.
But like if you really get that over the hill and get going down, like you can really.
Oh, it's amazing.
Turn it quick.
Yeah, it's.
But like that's the negative snowball. It just takes a flick off the mountain. That little flake is gone, and it's gonna pick up speed fast. So you gotta stop that shit while you can still throw it as a snowball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. It's but it's kind of beautiful to see how fast they can switch. Cause like you can, especially like in terms of the club, you can have someone coming in there, they're having a bad night, that shit can get flipped. Like you leave that night, like, man, I thought it was all over. But now, though, it's over for them.
No, the change of energy is like a pretty amazing thing. Like it's one of my favorite things in like clubs where you don't really set out to do it, but like I've had it on a couple occasions. I think I even told you about the one went to the bar crawl. That one dude was just like, what? You know, like having like just changing that energy. But I've had less dramatic than that one, but like
Yeah.
But still, where you can see like you see they're kind of in the funk, or they wouldn't say as much. Like, man, I was having a good day. This is about tight. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Even had some people like try to like, all right, we're going next. Like, it's tight. It's important.
And the club's a weird place where if you're having fun, it's like a community of people there for you. But if you're having a bad time, it just sucks.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, because I've gone to the same places and you feel like you're in totally different places.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, man, this could be so much more fun, though. Like, why is it trash? Well, maybe it's because you're not having enough fun. Like, what I gotta do? Just randomly dance? Yeah, try that.
Maybe. Or, I don't know.
Something that shit works. It works.
Yeah.
You just need to put some fun in you, put some pep in your step, and people will feel you because they're all there already to have fun.
Yeah, putting on small is the first step. Putting on small is the first step.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we'll end it there. Like,
Yeah, we ended positive this time, y'all.
for sure.
Ain't nobody dying here.
Hell no. But yeah, it'll be another week.
Yeah, JTO, y'all.
For sure.
We've been talking online for a while. We gonna keep talking for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And,
Y'all take it easy.